The world leaders are now expressing concern over the escalating war in West Asia. There are several calls that are being made that one should now make sure that there is restraint that should happen. Amid all this, it is Iran that has now struck Israel's military targets. Israel's military targets have now been damaged. Iran's medium-range ballistic missiles have hit Israel. Those are the visuals that you are seeing on your screens. Iran has now struck Israel's military targets. Israel's military targets have now been damaged. Iran's medium-range ballistic missiles have hit Israel. Those are the visuals that you are seeing, the explosions that followed after missiles struck Iran's military bases. Iran has now struck Israel's military targets. Those are the visuals that are now coming in. Israel's military targets have now been damaged. My colleague Pranay Upadhyay is now joining me on the story. Pranay, it seems like this is something which will not end anytime soon. On one side, it is Iran that is saying that remember, telling the world in fact that remember, we were not the ones who struck first. It was Israel that struck us first, and now all that you are seeing is retaliation coming in. Deep within Israel, we are now seeing Iran's medium ballistic missiles now hitting different targets, the military targets in Israel.
You're absolutely right. In the last 12 hours, it's around 6 a.m. in the morning in Tel Aviv, and we are getting all the reports from IDF sources and as well as people on ground that there have been alerts and sirens in Israel, in various cities of Israel, and clearly an indication that another volley of missiles have been fired from Iran, targeting various other locations of Israel. This clearly shows an indication of an escalation, because yesterday, like late night from India time, there was a meeting at the United Nations Security Council where Iran clearly said that we did not start it, and therefore we will decide that how it will end, and there will be a retaliation, there will be a retribution, because the territorial integrity of Iran has been violated. However, on the other side, the Israeli ambassador in the United Nations Security Council clearly said that Iran was very close to having a nuclear capability, nuclear weapon, and Israel can never let Iran have that nuclear capability. Iran was using the diplomacy as a facade to speed up the nuclear enrichment, and therefore Israel had to act in this situation, and therefore they acted. As far as the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his war council is concerned, they have assessed the situation, and they have asked the citizens to brace up and to remain prepared for the long haul as far as the conflict is concerned, because it is going to be a full war. And Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu also reached out. He dialed up Prime Minister Narendra Modi on this issue, and he briefed the situation of Iran-Israel conflict, and also he told him about the reason and rationale why Israel had to carry out these operations. However, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi has urged Israeli Prime Minister that the peace should prevail, peace and stability of the region should prevail, and there should be efforts to maintain the peace and stability of that region, because India has active interest there. India has around 8 million people in the Gulf region. Also, India has active economic interest in that region, and also that region is important for India's economic security reasons.